Alpha, can you hear me? You can hear me? I can't hear you. Your teeth is showing. No, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay, I want to use my earpiece.
Yes. No, it's not. I beg, give me my phone. Somebody that is busy in the market, you are actually doing hello. Go and call her there if you want to talk to her.
Yes.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Right.
Good, loud and clear. So, you are going to share screen with me.
Okay.
You have to enable screen sharing because it's showing host disabled participants screen sharing. So you
Yeah.
are the one that will enable it.
Share screen. Share screen, Abi.
Yes. Enable screen sharing. So
okay, enable screen sharing. Let me go to that one. Wait. I have share screen option. If I want to share screen, you're allowed. Where will I see that enabled? Okay, all participants. Okay. Who can share? All participants. Yeah. Is okay now, Abi? Yeah. So you can go ahead. Joyce. Sophia.
Alpha. Are we good to go?
I'm not seeing anything on your screen. What you are sharing? You have shared already. Go and bring pen and biro for me. Or bring down my laptop back. Close this door. And then bring this my earpiece. The one I'm using. Okay. What happened? You went off? Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Vivian, take this girl away from this place and lock this place. Lock that door. Okay.
Go to the backyard to go and wash it. You know where did they want to wash? Yes. Sorry, I'm coming.
Okay.
All right. So you can go ahead.
Okay. Can you see my screen now? Share my screen.
Yes, it's okay now.
Okay. So this is my Chatgpt. I guess it's very clear to you. You are seeing it.
Yeah, very clear. Very clear.
Okay. You have done your registration already. I'm very sure you have done that.
Of course. I have. Active
So,
Chatgpt.
so good. So look on my top left, I'm clicking on new chat now. These are some other prompting I've done. So I want
Yeah,
to click on the new. I'm clicking on new chat now. So I'll
yeah,
click on new chat.
yeah.
So my new chart is here.
It's all right. I hope you can hear me too.
Yes, I can. I
All
hear you.
right.
So if you see my cursor now, I place my cursor on the new dialog box. You are seeing send a message.
Yeah,
Okay, so now let's go. ChatGPT is very interesting, but you must use with caution. You understand? You
all
can see
right.
below it's saying free research preview. ChatGPT may produce inaccurate information about people, places, or facts. So that is why if you're using ChatGPT, you pick the information, you keep it somewhere, and then try to see, you try to generate research to also confirm the information you have. So first thing we are looking for now is probably how to you title your work and then look at ideas on what you need to write it. So I want to start typing now. So maybe you follow me.
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
So let's say first thing is um, I want to conduct a study on human biometeorology.
Maggie and salt.
Are you following me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can you suggest title of any study on human biometeorology? So I just wrote something. I want to conduct a study on human biometeorology. Can you suggest title of any study? Let me say any study area on human biometeorology. So I click
Okay.
on send message. I click on send message. So ChatGPT is generating now. So you can see it has generated a lot of topics. You can see it's generating. You are seeing it now.
Yes.
So now we can just scroll within what it has generated. Let's just go up and read. He said, certainly here are potential titles for a study in the field of human biometeorology. One say, assessing the impact of weather variability on human health and well-being, a biometeorological perspective. This one says, climate change and human biometeorological responses, a longitudinal study. This one says, exploring the relationship between meteorological factors and human comfort in urban environments. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So now, if you want ChatGPT to elaborate on something, you can copy any of the prompts, any of the suggested prompts. You can see me now, I'm copying
Yeah.
three.
Can we do something? Okay.
Okay.
Okay. With this now I can generate a topic, right?
You can, but then you don't just. I'm just giving you ideas that you can
Okay.
generate topic.
Okay.
However, because you need data.
Yes.
Most of our study is quantitative data based. You understand? So we need to check the data we can have access to and then use it for our work.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So go ahead with it.
So now I'm looking at number 3, and I say exploring the relationship between meteorological factors and human comfort levels in urban studies. I have copied it and pasted it here. So see what I want to do now. See what I want to do now. I want to say, give idea on how to go about this study. And then hit your enter key. So it's generating now. You can use to scroll up. You can see it has generated a lot. If you can see very well, now it's generating.
Yeah.
By the time it's done, I'm going to scroll so that you see what it has actually generated. Can you give me a minute? Can you give me a minute? But
No
just be
problem.
looking at what is going. So are you there?
Yeah.
Let me scroll up so that we start from what it has done for us. So let's start from where I prompted. I said, give idea on how to go about this study. Then you see my quotation because I actually copied it from that place.
Yes.
So give ideas on how to go about this study. Which study? Exploring the relationship between meteorological factors and human comfort levels in urban environments. Now, ChatGPT is talking to us and I say, exploring the relationship between meteorological factors and human comfort levels in urban environment is an interesting and multidisciplinary research topic that can be approached in several ways. Here is a general outline of how you can go about conducting study. One, it said, define your research objectives. Clearly define the objective of the study. What specific aspect of human comfort are you interested in? E.g., thermal comfort, air quality, noise level. Are you focusing on a particular urban area or multiple cities? What time frame will your study cover? You can see that it's generating ideas for you now, telling you what to do. If your target is thermal comfort, where are you focusing on? That's why I ask you the question. Are you focusing on a particular urban area or multiple cities? Are you looking at study over a region like northwest, northeast, north central? What time frame study cover? Are you looking at 30 years study or 20 years study or 15 years study or 10 years study? You understand? So it's giving you ideas already. You now said literature review. Conduct a comprehensive literature review to understand the existing research on the topic. Identify key studies, theories, models related to biometeorology, urban comfort, and meteorological factors. This will help you build a strong theoretical foundation for your research. You can see that it's talking to you now about how your literature review should go. Identify key studies, like what kind of study do you want to conduct? Is it indoor study or outdoor study? You understand? What are the theories behind it? What are the theories behind it? Here you will now talk about, okay, I'm looking at, let's say, the use of, let's say the use of old models, 20 years, that can be a theory. Or I'm looking at recent models. Do you understand? And then you now move forward, say, models related to biometrology. Fantastic. There are a whole lot of models related to biometrology. So the model that you would like to use, it must be discussed in your literature review. And then urban comfort and meteorological factors that affect human biometrology should be captured in your literature review as well. He said this will help you to build a strong theoretical foundation for your research. Now, we move to the third one. He said data collection. Collect relevant data of meteorological factors and human comfort. You may need to gather meteorological data, temperature, relative humidity, wind speed, air quality, etc. In fact, it has almost mentioned all the data that you need from local weather stations or sources like NOAA. Because most of the models I run, the data I use is temperature, relative humidity, wind speed, and then cloud cover or solar radiation. Okay. So here now, I even mentioned almost 75% of the data. The only thing it did not mention here now is solar radiation, which is why I brought in ETC. Yeah. Do you understand? Yeah. So he said, even showed you where you can source your data, either from local meteorological station or sources like NOAA. So when you want to use satellite data, you are looking at, you said your guy already mentioned CRU to you, why some of us use the latest and most comprehensive data bank, which is the ERA 5 heat. It is known as ERA 5 heat. It's the latest ERA 5 heat. ERA 5 heat, like HEAT. HTAT. HEAT, the heat now that worries you. How heat worries you. Okay, ERA 5 heat. Okay. ERA 5 heat. Like ERA 5, you have heard of ERA interim a lot. Yes, yes. So ERA 5 is like the latest ERA interim data bank. And then there is an aspect of it that is specifically designed for heat stress related studies. And it is known as ERA 5 heat. Okay. Yeah, so that's what most of us use. So 4 now is talking about the data analysis. Analyze the collected data to identify patterns and correlations between meteorological factors and human comfort levels. Statistical analysis, data visualization, regression modeling can be useful tool for this stage. Now, a whole lot of my work I have done in this area, I bring in statistical analysis. I also do data visualization. Are we together? In some cases, we also do regression modeling to see how one or two factors are responsible for the heat stress. That is where the correlation comes in. He said, analyze the collected data to identify patterns. The patterns you are going to identify now is, let's say, daily pattern, diurnal variation, right? Yeah. Depending on the data you are using. And then the correlation here is talking about having done all of your analysis, you have the data for the heat stress index that you have obtained. What is the relationship between air temperature and that human comfort index? So that is where correlation comes in. Right? So you can see that 4 has actually explained a lot. So going to 5 said spatial analysis. Consider the spatial distribution of data within the urban environment. Use GIS tools to map meteorological data and comfort levels. This can help you identify urban hotspots or area with specific comfort challenge. So this is what Chatgpt is trying to explain to you. Let's say you want to work under south. Okay. Let's assume you want to work over south. Sorry.
Sorry, just a minute. Let me talk to my daughter.
Okay.
There is nothing you want to buy. If you want to buy something, I don't want disturbance. Collect money there and go and buy it and cook what you want to cook. All right, go ahead.
Okay, now we're on number 5, talking about the spatial analysis, right? So let's assume you want to walk over South. And so you have identified Bayelsa, Edo, Delta, Rivers, as your area of interest. So when you analyze your data, let's say you want to see what happened on a particular week. So you have analyzed your data, weekly variation, and then maybe you choose a particular hour, let's say like 1500 Zulu. You now analyze your data to have an idea of what happened averagely, the level of comfort or discomfort at 1500 in these cities. So you already have this data. When you now have this data for these 4 or 5 points, you now plot it. When you plot it, your GIS will show you how deteriorating a particular place is or how comfortable the place is, like you saw in our visualization in our marine data.
Okay.
Yes, you'll be able to say, okay, Maxi is high in Istmo and low in Calabar. You understand?
Yeah,
Mini is low in Cocoa and very high in Eket. So that's just what the visualization aspect is all about. Now, talk about qualitative research, which is 6. The qualitative research comes in when your focus is not really on quantitative, or maybe you have quantitative as your focus, but you also want to do little qualitative. Where the qualitative comes in is that qualitative research is that you develop questionnaires where you talk to people, especially people that are staying in that environment. You want to have their feel of thermal stress over a particular period. So you develop questionnaire. You can develop your questionnaire in such a way that the questionnaire will capture age bracket, gender, duration you have stayed in this area. You understand? And then your preference of comfort in that particular period. Let's say now on a particular day, there's so much sun. And so if someone is filling that research qualitative questionnaire that day, the question might be, would you prefer a milder temperature? Would you prefer a lesser temperature or a higher temperature? You understand? So if the person is feeling hot, the person will say, oh, I prefer a cooler temperature. The person is feeling cold, the person will say, I prefer a higher temperature. You understand? Yes. You're also going to capture what the person is wearing. So that is where the qualitative research come in. And so there are some softwares you can use to analyze qualitative research. Your SPSS is there, and then the latest one is NVivo. That is what they are using now. It's quite expensive. I wanted to NVivo, NVIVO.
NVI.
It's very VO, NVivo.
NVivo, okay, NVI.
Yes, and they're using it now. I got the crack version, but the installation was difficult for me, so I deleted it. So there are some people that are using it. I met someone from France that called me and wanted me to help her analyze her data with that because she found out that I have idea of it. But unfortunately, I couldn't install the software, so I couldn't do anything, and I missed out on that cash. It was very painful.
Sorry.
It was very painful. I'm telling you, in Nigerian. In fact, the lady even dashed me 3K. So, but it is where we move.
So.
We move. So 7 is talking about case study. It says select specific urban neighborhood or district for in-depth case study, which is to further buttress 6. Explore how different urban planning and design strategies impact human comfort in varying meteorological conditions. Now, in places like Greece, during summer, people go to parks. You understand? People go to parks, and that is where the urban planning of the environment help people, because some of these parks, they are built, even though it might be paved surfaces, but you find out that there are trees around. They are just things that will make the environment lively. So these case studies are extended to places like that. You talk to people that are sitting in outdoor spaces. So that is where case studies come in. So now look at 8, comparison across seasons and climate. Fantastic. You can see that ChatGPT is giving you ideas. Yes, if you are doing study for a whole year, of course, you are going to organize your data in such a way that you capture dry season and wet season. You understand? So
Yeah.
it said to capture the influence of different seasons and climate, collect data over an extended period. So maybe you collect your data for a whole year. You now see, by the time you're done analyzing your data, you see the behavior in dry spell, you see the behavior during the rainy season. You understand? If you're working in places like the south west that have some effect of LDS, you will even see the effect of LDS there. You understand? In fact, there's one of my work where myself and my co-author, we talked. Just a minute.
All right.
Just a minute, because I was making a video before and it was loading. It just finished loading and then it was playing into my ear again. The
Okay.
video I screen recorded. I was not confused if you're already playing what we working on now. So now moving forward, I was talking about 8. Talking about it, we in one of my work, myself and my co-author, we discussed thermal comfort in different periods. In fact, we captured before rainy season, after rainy season. In fact, there's a way we captured it into 4 different things. We say pre-monsoon, in monsoon. Do you understand? Post-monsoon, everything. We just find something. We shared it into 3 months. So, and then when we're discussing our results, you saw the peculiarity of the period, the climate period, and everything.
I want to ask a question. Sorry.
Okay.
All this listed this thing that ChatGPT gave, is it basically on chapter 1, chapter 2, or where basically all this will go into?
Now, ChatGPT have given you ask idea. The question is said, give me idea. If you scroll up a little bit like I'm trying to do now, you say, give me idea on how to go about this. You say, give idea on how to go about this. So now ChatGPT have given you ideas. These ideas all fall into different chapters. Because when you are writing your work, you are looking at 5 or 6 chapters.
Yeah.
Your chapter 1 is introduction, right?
Yes.
Your chapter 1 is your introduction. Chapter 2, literature review. Chapter 3, data and methods. Chapter 4, results discussions.
Yeah.
Chapter 5, conclusion and recommendation. Then 6
recommendation. Reference.
6 references. So your own is now to sit down and look at where what ChatGPT has suggested to you fall into. You can see that 3 and 4 here fall into chapter 3 when you are writing your work.
Yeah.
Your data collection and your data analysis fall into chapter 3.
Okay.
Do you understand? So when you also scroll down, you might see some ideas that also fall into, okay, spatial analysis, whatever. Now, just telling you generally how to go about what you should do. You understand? So now, if you have gone through all of this, what I do is this.
Okay.
I want to scroll up. Watch me now. I've done this prompting, and then look at what you give to me. So what I do is I drop my cursor from the prompting and try to copy it, the question and what he gave to me up to the very last thing, and then I Control C, copy.
Yeah.
Are you following me? So
yes.
I go to my desktop. and look for a Word document and open, which is exactly what I'm trying to do now.
Okay.
So I've copied it, right? Both the question and what it gave to me. I copied it. I'm opening a Word document. When I open the Word document, I'll just do Control New. I'm doing Control New now to open a fresh Word document, and I do Control V to paste the prompting and then what he gave to me. So this is it. Can you see?
Yeah.
So this is the prompting. Look at, starting from give idea on how to go about this study, blah, 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 blah. You can see now what Chatgpt gave to me. You can see Chatgpt, and then exploring whatever. It gave you what you should use. So the essence of having this and putting it in our Word document is when you now start writing, you'll be picking ideas. You'll be seeing what you need to do per time and how you are going about it. Now, moving further, you have gotten some ideas. Let's assume you want to start writing. You understand? You can ask ChatGPT to help you structure your thesis. So you can go to the prompt again below here. You can go to the prompt again and say, give me ideas on how to structure my thesis. My master's thesis when writing it.
Yeah.
When writing. Say, give me ideas on how to structure my master's thesis when writing. You can even go further from chapter 1, introduction to chapter 6, references. So you click send message. One thing about ChatGPT, don't always look at you making mistake or anything. ChatGPT is going to do a whole lot for you that you can modify. You can see what is giving out already.
Yeah.
You can see what is giving out already.
Yeah.
So it will help you to structure it. Your own is just the prompting. You need to know how to prompt your ChatGPT very well. If you prompt it, it will be taking you closer to what you are doing. You can see what is giving out.
Yeah.
Because of what I ask it for. If you go through this now, it will, in fact, it will help you structure even your PhD work.
That's correct.
If you go through this now, let's scroll up and see what it actually gave us. So see how it started. You see, chapter 1. It started, it says structuring your master's thesis is crucial for presenting your research in a logical and coherent manner. He said, here is a suggested structure for your thesis from the introduction to the reference section. Because of how I prompted it, look at what he said. He said your introduction, chapter 1 introduction, begin with a general introduction to the topic, explain its significance and relevance. And then he said statement of problem, which will be your 1.1, because your chapter 1, your introduction is 1.0. And then your 1.1 statement of problem. It say clearly states the research problem or question you aim to answer. Then 1.2, objectives of the study. You outline your specific objective that you intend to answer. It said research question or hypothesis. Present the research question or hypothesis that guide your study. Here you are now going to talk about the little gaps, the little thing that the study will help. That is justifying your study. That is what that research questions and hypothesis is talking about. Scope and limitation. Here you now talk about what you want to do and then the limitation of your work, which is very important. Now, significance of your study. Explain why your research is important and how it contributes to the field. We're having growing degree days. There is gap in written literatures on this area. Few researchers have actually used hit budget models. These are reasons that you are going to state as your significance of the study, right? Then thesis structure. Provide an overview of the chapters and sections that follow. This is where you just do like what do they call it? What do they call this thing now? Where you use buses and the rest. Flow charts. Flow charts of how you want to move from your introduction to your literature review, blah, 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 and everything, how you are going to go about it. Now look at chapter 2, literature review. Introduction to literature review. Explain the purpose and scope of the literature review. Theoretical framework. Review of relevant literature. Identify research gaps, which is more like what your reader or your supervisor will see as a reason for justifying the need for your study. We say theoretical and conceptual framework. We say develop a conceptual framework that guides your study, which is the flow chart I talked about. We say summarize the key findings from the literature reviews. So Chatgpt has given you ideas to write your chapter 2. Now look at chapter 3. Introduction to methodology. Explain the methodology section's purpose and relevance. Here, you just throw little light on what has been done before and what you intend to do and what you want to do and how you want to go about it. Research design. Describe the research design, including whether it's qualitative, quantitative, or mixed, which I've talked about before. I talked about the qualitative and the quantitative. The qualitative is more like the questionnaire aspect of it. The quantitative is the data that you're going to obtain and analyze. And then look at data collection. Explain how you collected your data. I got it from NIMET, or I got it from NOAA, or ERA 5 hits.
Okay.
Data analysis. Detail the data analysis techniques or statistical method applied. Here you say, okay, I got the 4 parameters and then use Riemann model to run it to simulate thermal stress. You understand? So yeah, you just say what you do. You just say what you do, how you simulated, how you got about your how you are going to get your figures, your numbers, how you're going to get your thermal stress levels. So you just talk about your data analysis. So next one talks about sampling. Discuss your sampling strategy and justify the sample size. Fantastic. Here, you are going to talk about your resolution, your data resolution. Like I'm looking at weekly data or monthly data.
We have less than 1 minute. Hello, we have less than 1 minute. Please copy this and put it on the word this thing so that we'll log in again. I have, because I really want to know after having all this, can Chatgpt actually do the writing, like some people always say?
There is a limit to it, but this is scientific, because that is where Chatgpt tell you for caution. You understand? Because Chatgpt have told you that it has likelihood of making mistake.
Yes.
So it is your job to make sure that some of the suggestions, some of the references it's going to suggest to you are authentic, are cross-checked. But talking about you writing, yes, you can